Eliza? I'm coming back home right now.
Huh? Today you went out with your friends from back in high school to get some drinks, right?
That was the plan.
Then why are you coming home already? It's only 7 p.m. right now.
I left right in the middle of drinks, though.
What? Why would you leave your friends like that?
I was thinking that it was just men going out to have some drinks, but then they brought along some female friends of theirs. In total, there were equal amounts men to women.
Okay, and?
When I finally realized what was going on there, I noticed they were all trying to hook up and also find someone they could marry.
Is that what was going on?
They told me that it would only be us going out for drinks tonight, but they lied to me in order to get enough men together to meet with those women.
Really? So what ended up happening before you left?
Well, I told them that I couldn't stick around with them, but as I tried to leave the bar to go home, one of my friends wrapped his arm around my shoulder and kept me around a little longer. But I'm married now, so I can't be doing something like that. I also happen to be a lawyer, so being a part of something crazy is not in my books.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made that clear. Maybe some of your friends didn't realize you were married already, because those kinds of things are only meant for single people who want to get married and whatnot, right?
That's right. I feel kind of bad for leaving all my friends like that, but I made a break for it after introducing myself to their lady friends.
How were you able to get away?
After telling them who I was, I told them that I had been set up by the other guys, and that I had no reason for being at that event because I already have a wife. I then explained to everyone that I'm a lawyer now, so being a part of something that could be seen as me being unfaithful was not okay and that I needed to go home. I finished by saying that I would not be talking to any more of the women there and that they would only be talking with my friends tonight. And right before I left out the door, I told each and every one of the people there to please not call or text me if they already had my number because I would not be responding back. And then I was out of there.
Wow. At least you were being very frank about your situation.
Well, I wanted everyone there to understand that I am married and that I was not there looking for someone new to marry. However, there was one person.
Someone that didn't understand what you meant?
Yes, someone who I'd have to say was completely out of her mind. The only thing she heard out of that whole explanation was that I'm a lawyer. And so on my way out of there, she came up to me and tried to get me to cuddle with her. But when I told her to go away, she ran off with the rest of her friends to the women's bathroom.
They all went together? They were most likely talking about ways to get you to fall for her.
I'm sure. But once they all went into that bathroom, I was out. And here I am, walking home from that place and never going back.
I hope that didn't burn you out too much.
Not too much. There's something I need to ask. I know that it's past dinner, but do you mind making something up for me to eat when I get home? It could be something simple and easy. If not, that's totally fine. I can throw something into the microwave and eat that.
You didn't eat anything at the bar while you were there?
Well, after what I just had to go through, there was no time for me to think about eating. Especially after that crazy girl tried to take me with her.
Fair point. Well, I'm glad you didn't end up falling into her arms then. I can make you a bowl of mac and cheese if you'd like. I have one box of that left in the pantry, so it shouldn't take me too long to make up.
That would be perfect, Eliza.
All right. Have a safe trip home now.
Thank you.
Elisa, it's been 5 years now since we last talked. I'm sure you're still as ugly as always, but how are you doing besides that? I was wondering what was causing my phone to buzz like that at this time of night. Lo and behold, it's you. That rotten little brat that thinks she can talk to me again after the way she's always treated me, my little sister. Huh? How dare you say something like that about a beauty like myself? If you were really as beautiful as you think you are, then you wouldn't be calling yourself a beauty like that. But it's no lie that I'm one of the most beautiful people around. Anyway, what did you want from me? What? All right, goodbye then. Wait. It's been 5 years now since you and I have last chatted, and you were the one texting me first, so you must have had something to talk about, right? Oh, that's right. I was so caught up in the fact that you are the ugliest woman imaginable that I totally forgot when I first started texting you again. What do you want? I'm going to be getting married here very soon. Married? I just changed rides to a handsome lawyer. Changed rides? So that means you had another boyfriend just before? You could say that. I'm very sexy, so there are an abundance of men for me to be with. I don't think there's been a day where I haven't had a man, actually. Is that so? I had been with my other boyfriend for about 3 months, and he's been working for a company making loads of money, so I'd planned on getting married to him. However, just the other day, I went to this dating party at a bar, and there I found myself the perfect man for myself, who just so happens to be hot and a stinking lawyer. I ran right up to him, trying to get him to come and cuddle with me, and from the way he reacted, I could tell he was into me. So from here, I'll be getting into the good stuff. You still have more to say? Normally, when I break up with my exes, I go ahead and introduce them to some of my other good-looking friends so that they may start dating. However, all my sexy-looking friends have boyfriends now, so I thought I'd be kind and make it your turn this time. So I'll be giving little old ugly you my boyfriend, and you can do what you want with him. And since he was dating me, consider this your one and only chance to be with someone who doesn't look like dog crap. Huh? You don't have to say no to me. I already know you are very happy to hear this from me since you've never had yourself a boyfriend before, and you're just getting up there in age to the point you might even hit menopause soon. I don't want him. What? I didn't want to tell you this because you're such a pain in the ass, but I'll have to tell you now. I'm already married. Huh? There we go. This conversation is over with now. I know you have nothing else to tell me, so goodbye. Huh? My uglier than crap older sister is married? And before a beauty like me? What a dang lie that is. Rio, my name is Alicia.
What? You're Alicia? Oh, God.
That's right. I'm the one you were with at that party a little while back.
I never told you my phone number, though.
When I asked one of your old friends from high school about you, he gave me your phone number. He also told me about the law firm you're currently working at.
Seriously, what the hell does that asshole think he's doing?
Well, that's why I'm able to talk with you right now. How about you and I go on a date?
What? Hell no, why would I go on a date with you?
Well, because you and I are boyfriend and girlfriend now.
Huh?
So that means later tonight, let's you and me find a cute hotel to go stay at and go from being two different people to one.
No freaking way I'm doing that. How about you stop talking to me and I delete this conversation?
I'm not joking around right now. I want to take you to a hotel tonight to make love.
Well, I don't want to have anything to do with you, and I don't ever remember you and I becoming a couple like you're saying.
You don't have to keep trying to play games with me like that, you know.
When I introduced myself to all of you that night, I told you that I'm married, right? I was lied to and told that I'd just be meeting up with some of my friends that night when it was really some sort of a dating party, hookup party, speed dating party, whatever the heck it was. I don't want anyone right now because I already have a wife who I love.
Oh, come on now, Rio. That little marriage of yours can easily be broken in order for you and I to become one.
Shut the hell up! I do not want a damn thing to do with you.
You'll be getting out of work here soon, right? I'm at the restaurant right next door to the law firm waiting for you, okay?
I'm not at the law firm today, so thank God for that.
What?
I'm about to arrive at my house right now where my wife is.
Wait, Rio?
See ya. This is not good. This is screwed up.
Rio? What's going on? What's happened? Did something happen to you today at work?
That crazy girl I was talking to you about before from that party, she just started texting me.
What?
She even found out about where I work. My stupid friend from back in high school told her everything about me, like my number and my workplace.
What?
I thought I made it so clear that night that I'm a married man. Maybe she just doesn't understand what that means?
Just in case, can I ask what her name is?
She said her name is Alicia.
Alicia?
Do you know her?
As long as she's not someone else that shares the same name, she's my little sister.
What? Is she the one you've told me about before? The one who's always whoring around with different men and thinks she's the cream of the crop when it comes to being beautiful, but is really just a bother for everyone? She also happens to hate you a lot, and when your parents got a divorce, she took that chance to run off and never really come back?
That's her.
No freaking way. Now that I think about it, she seems just like the little sister you told me about. It's just been so long since you told me about her and her name that I totally forgot.
Actually, yesterday I was texted by her for the first time in 5 years. She was talking about how at a recent party at this bar she met a really handsome lawyer and said that he was really into her.
Huh? If she's talking about me, I told her to screw off before I left.
Did she say that you were just trying to be cool?
She did.
Knowing her, she lives in some kind of a fantasy land where everything she wants to happen happens, even if it's not reality.
So she's delusional, is what you're saying? As a lawyer, I've seen all kinds of people in my life, but nobody as screwed in the head as she is.
You're almost home now, aren't you? So, you want me to come to you and we can go out and get a drink?
That would be awesome.
Hey, Alyssa. I'd like to send my ex over to your house now, so could you please give me your address? You're still thinking about that? I told you already that I'm married. All right now, Lisa. I am asking you to please take this guy off my hands for me. It seems that I was his first ever girlfriend, and he keeps saying that if we break up now, he's going to have to start all over again looking for a partner, and he doesn't know if he can do it. He keeps saying that to me over and over and won't just leave me alone. I've already started going out with my lawyer boyfriend now, so if this guy continues to bother me by not leaving my side, I'm going to have to commit some crimes or something. That's why I have told him today that I promised to introduce him to my older sister. Listen, Alicia, that lawyer boyfriend that you keep talking about? Oh, him! His name is Rio, by the way. Stop calling my husband your dang boyfriend, all right? What? Rio, he's at a loss for words right now because of how much you've bothered him so far. He told you once already to screw off, yet you continue to call him your boyfriend. Huh? And when he found out that you'd been sitting at a restaurant right next to the place he works at, he told me all about you, and now we're heading out to relax a little. What? I heard that Rio was married from some other people, but his wife just so happens to be you? That's right. Before I got married to Rio, he and I were working for the same office. In other words, our love started to happen inside the workplace. Huh? You're going to start lying to me again? There's no way in hell an ugly old hag like you would ever be married when you've never even had a boyfriend in your life before. Huh? That's the picture of Rio and I at our wedding 2 years ago. If you still don't want to believe what I'm saying, then try talking to one of your other family members for once and asking them about this. They all know that I got married to Rio because they were all there at my wedding. No way. That's not good for me. Not good for you? How so? I just told you about my ex, right? He told me that he will not leave me unless I introduce him to my sister. Can't you just introduce him to some random girl and say she's your sister? I can't. He doesn't want things to totally end between us, so he's saying the only way he'll leave me alone is if I can get him with one of my family members. He said as long as he became a part of my family, he'd leave me. From what it sounds like to me, he's still in love with you and would still want to be with you even after getting married to someone else. And it almost seems like you feel the same way about him. I don't care what you think about this. I just want him gone for the time being. That's why I told him that I'd introduce him to you. But now I've had to hear that you and Rio are married. This is the worst thing that could ever be happening to me. Are you not able to just marry that man you're with now? What? Oh, great point. He might not be a lawyer like Rio is, but he's still making some great money. And he is madly in love with me, to the point I know he'd never stop spoiling me. All right, I'll marry him then. Now that I have my new plan, I'm going to take him with me and hand in our marriage forms at the courthouse. Bye-bye. Jesus. Alyssa, please help me. Alicia? What is it now? I got back with that ex of mine and married him. I thought that he was still decently wealthy, but when I got home with him, I found out that he is terrible at saving money and spends it all the time. He just asked me to start helping him pay off some of his debt because he found out that I work at a strip club. He said that if I don't help him, he's going to divorce me for never telling him about my line of work. Don't tell me. You would like to get my husband's help with your situation because he's a lawyer? No, because that would require me to spend some money. That's why I'm asking for you to help me. Huh? You worked at the same office as him before, which means you have to know a thing or two about being a lawyer, right? Oh, and since you are my older sister, I'd like you to not charge me for the help. I was nothing more than a secretary there. I could never help you out with any legal troubles you're in now. What? I am really fed up with your crap, Alicia. Alyssa? If you ever turn up around my husband or I, we're calling the police. The police? Don't ever talk to us again. I had a lot that I wanted to say to that little idiot, but because of the risk associated with talking to her any longer, I just went the other direction and cut ties. She tried to call me again and again the next day, from sunrise until sunset, so I finally did what I should have done so long ago and blocked her. And it was not just me who blocked her, but Rio as well, and the rest of my family who didn't want anything to do with her either. After that, Rio and I got back to the lives we were living before my sister came crashing into it, and we are so happy things didn't end up worse because of her. As for the man that Alicia ended up marrying, things started to become more and more clear about him. Not only was he in a lot of debt, but he hadn't been paying the rent on the place those two were living for months. He also had a serious problem with cleaning up after himself and would always make Alicia do it for him, to the point where he'd even throw his trash at her to take care of. And not even another month had passed before the police finally showed up at their door, asking both him and Alicia to leave the apartment and pay off all the rent that was due on the place, as they were both being evicted. Neither one of them could pay, so they were both forced to take out yet another loan and use that to pay the landlord before they were both told to leave the premise for good. This left the both of them with nowhere else to go, as all of Alicia's family had blocked her, and her friends would not let her come stay with them. So her husband made the final call and told her that they'd need to move back home to his parents' house and live with them until they could pay off all of his debt. He tried to ask his parents after moving in to help him out, but they both told him no and said that he was responsible for his own financial issues, as they were already doing more than enough by letting him and Alicia stay with them. And not only were his parents not going to help with his debt, but Alicia started to be bullied by his mother, and he did nothing to stop his mother from attacking his wife. The life of living with zero cares at all that Alicia had took a 180 and plunged her into a life where she was not allowed to do anything anymore. And if things weren't bad enough for her already, she only started to make them worse after she completely cracked under all the stress at her husband's family home, by calling her mother-in-law ugly and telling her father-in-law to leave his wife and take her with him. But before that got anywhere, both of her in-laws sent her to the hospital thinking she'd completely lost her mind, and there the psychiatrist noted that there was something seriously wrong with her and had her admitted into the mental ward. She's been there for months now and will soon be getting divorced by her husband and will be left to her psychiatrist, who will decide what to do with her afterwards. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Denise. It's been a heckin' long time. How have you been, girl? How long's it been? We must be going on 7 years now. Damn, it flew by. Feels like all that stuff went down a lifetime ago, and at the same time, it's like it was yesterday. It's funny how that works, huh?
Sorry, but would you mind telling me who you are?
You kidding me? It's me, Biff, you donut. Couldn't you tell? 'Cause I'm messaging you from a different number.
Huh?
What you mean, huh? It's me, Biff, your ex-boyfriend. Hang on, maybe that's not the best way of wording it. Your beloved ex-boyfriend and favorite person in the whole wide world, Biff. That's better. Remember me now?
If you're gonna talk nonsense, would you mind doing it when I'm not busy? I get the impression you didn't message me for any real reason in particular, so if you'll excuse me, I'll be going now.
Hey, come on, Denise. I obviously did message you for a reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't be messaging you, would I? But quit jumping to conclusions and hear me out, alright? Sheesh.
Fine, what do you want? You better make it quick.
I decided to take you back.
Excuse me?
That's right. You heard me. I bet you're not so eager to get back to work right now, huh? It's an attractive offer, right? Right?
Which part of what you just said is attractive?
Huh?
7 years ago, when I was 26, you said to me you were bored of me because I was a worn-out old hag well past my prime and broke up with me, describing me as being on the wrong side of 30. After that, you immediately got with an 18-year-old fresh out of college intern from our workplace. Does any of this ring any bells, Biff?
Sure, everything you say is true. It's not like I deny it, but I was young back then, babe. I've matured a lot since then.
You were turning 31 years old, 5 years older than me.
Men and women age differently. Unlike a woman, a man hits his prime when he turns 30. Women? Well, I hate to say this, babe, but it's all downhill from there. Things that used to be beautiful and plump start sagging. Things that used to shimmer and glow start wrinkling up. Basically, 30 is where women hit the wall.
In that case, why on earth would you be interested in getting back with me? I'm 33 now. I shouldn't have to spell it out, but that means I'm older than I was when you broke up with me. You don't think time froze and I stayed 26 this whole time, right?
Don't be silly, babe. That's clearly ridiculous. I forget how funny you can be sometimes, Denise. I always did like that about you.
All right, so I take it we're done here?
Wait, why?
Because me and you are not getting back together. What else is there for us to discuss? You're doing nothing but wasting my valuable time here.
No, wait just a sec, damn it. It's been so long since we spoke. Are you really going to dip out on me like this? Let's at least chat a little while longer. You know, reminisce over the good old days. Talk about what we've been up to all this time.
Do you really think I have that much free time on my hands?
Whatever. Don't worry about that. I'm sure whatever stuff you need to do can wait. Sometimes it's good to catch up with an old flame, you know? Hey, wait a sec. What's wrong, babe? Scared you, I don't know, catch feelings from me again? I guess I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Ew, that's one of the cringiest things I've ever heard.
Cringy? Hey, yeah, whatever. Look, I guess I always admired how you said exactly what was on your mind. You're kind of cute when you got all feisty, you know, babe.
Yep, gross.
Anyway, I heard some stuff. Is it true you changed jobs after we broke up? Heard you landed a job at a major New York-based company.
What's it to you?
Well, me and the girl you just mentioned actually moved to New York after the breakup. Crazy coincidence, right?
I knew that. So what?
Wait, you did?
Of course I did. I worked in the department next door on the same floor as you both. She was an intern being trained up on your department after graduating college, right? What was her name again? Was it Rena? How could I forget the time the two of you skipped across the office holding hands while singing, "We're going to New York," to hand in your resignation letter to the manager? I swear it was the most embarrassing, vomit-inducing thing I've ever seen. I could tell your head was so clouded by your feelings for her you'd completely lost all of your rational decision-making skills, because why the heck else would a fully grown man act like a 12-year-old kid in front of his coworkers like that?
I see. Is that really how happy we looked back then?
I guess happy is one word for it, but some might prefer to describe it as hopelessly delusional or maybe childish.
I see. Well, I get what this is. I didn't realize how jealous we were making you at the time, babe. I'm sorry. It must have really sucked to see your man having such a great time with another woman like that.
Jealousy? Don't flatter yourself. I am obviously insulting you, you pea-brain.
I guess the fact that you thought about it that much betrays just how much you cared about me. I guess I can't blame you. You're hardly going to find anyone else up to my standard. I'm handsome, charismatic, funny, confident, capable, modest. I basically have every positive characteristic a guy can have.
Wow. Everything you just said is so absurd, I don't even know how to reply to it. Anyway, the bottom line is that it's not how people act in the workplace, especially not when they're handing in their resignation letters. It was honestly awkward to witness, and I wasn't the only one at the office who thought so.
Well, I guess we were young. That's just how people are around that age. You're overthinking this.
Young? Are you for real? You were 31 years old, Biff. If you think that justifies elementary school level behavior in the workplace, I think this conversation is beyond my capabilities. How about, I don't know, seeing a shrink maybe?
Geez, Denise, how about you give me a break for once? Can't we just let bygones be bygones? I've grown a lot as a person since then, so you don't have to worry about me doing anything crazy anymore.
Who you are now is totally irrelevant to me, and I literally could not care less.
Quit sulking, it's petty. Look, babe, I admire your feisty stubbornness, I really do. Look, if anything, I like it more when you're like this, because when you play hard to get, your cute side comes out.
So?
Huh?
So what do you want?
What do you mean?
It's been 7 years. The reason we broke up in the first place was because you were horrible to me about my age. Do you have any idea how crappy you saying all those things made me feel? I'm 33 years old now. Why would you want us to get back together after all this time? I just don't get it. None of what you're saying makes any sense at all.
How to put this? Look, I'm bored of dating younger girls now. First of all, we have nothing to talk about. I don't even know what half the crap these young girls babble on about these days. What even is a TikTok? Never heard of it. Maybe that wouldn't be such a big deal. Because it's not like I date them for their personalities. I date them for their butts, boobs, and pretty faces, and I ain't ashamed to deny it, but the problem is that these young girls' values and money sense is totally different to mine. Oh yeah, not to forget the most important one, I got frickin' cheated on.
Wow.
That girl, Rena, she said she'd rather be with a young, handsome guy close to her age. Look, babe, what I'm about to tell you never leaves this chat, okay? But she said to me, I could never be satisfied with an old man like you. You just don't stimulate me in the right places.
Oh my God, Biff. That was so rude. Oh, please forgive me. Okay, I'll calm down, I promise. Rena must be, 25 now? And you're 38? I see. It wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if your stamina levels and, urges weren't very well matched to one another?
Who knows? Maybe. The bottom line is, we broke up. I still feel kind of pathetic over the whole thing. Look, it was only a few weeks ago. Anyway, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for me and you to get back together. You know, rekindle our old flame. So what do you say, sugar tits? Should we make another go of it? We're both in our 30s now, and I'm only 5 years older than you, so I doubt we'll even notice the difference. Besides, when you think about it, it's pretty obvious that this is the best opportunity you're ever going to get. You're 33 and well past your prime, so let's get back together. You must be seriously panicking about the prospect of never finding a man who'll marry you, right? Well, here I am, the solution to your problem.
And what, that's supposed to be why I'm supposed to come running back into your arms? Have you been smoking crack?
Come on, Denise, look, the whole hard-to-get thing is wearing thin now. This is obviously a crazy good offer for you. All right, well, that settles it. Me and you are officially a couple again. Excellent, superb, fantastic, magnificent. I can't wait for the make-up lovemaking. Okay, babe, I'll head over to your place. Tell me your address and I'll be on my way.
Why?
Oh, 'cause starting today I'll be moving in with you. Me and you are going to be living together again, baby. Ain't that great?
Biff, I'm already married.
To me, seriously. Would you just be honest with me for a change? Look, you must be overwhelmed with joy at the chance to get back with a stud like me. So why not just admit it?
I'm overwhelmed with something, but it isn't joy. Try disgust.
I'm not kidding, babe. If you're not honest with me now, I'm not going to hang around forever. If I change my mind now, I'll never give you another chance. But I know this whole thing must feel a little weird for you, what with us having been apart these last 7 years, but that measly 7-year gap will feel like it never happened after one night of hot, steamy romance. And before you know it, the flame of our passion will be rekindled.
You are literally the biggest cringe lord I've ever had the misfortune of meeting.
Stop it. And how many times do I have to tell you this isn't the time for jokes? Denise, come on. Just say what's really on your mind. It must have been real tough for you, not seeing me for 7 years. I bet you thought about me every day, right? Well, this is finally your chance to tell me how painful it's been, how much you've longed for my tender touch, for the warmth of my big muscular body pressed up against yours, the minty smell of my breath as I whisper sweet nothings into your ears.
I'm gonna vomit.
Huh?
I think I'm actually gonna vomit.
Denise, you intend on sticking with this hard-to-get act, huh?
I'm being bluntly honest with you, Biff. What else can I even say? You willfully misinterpret everything I say to convince yourself I'm actually head over heels in love with you.
Oh, come on, that's silly talk. You know I'm not doing that. All I'm doing is telling you I'm willing to take you back even though you're 33. You do realize if you waste this opportunity, you'll end up growing old, alone, and childless, tormented on a daily basis by the thought of what could have been if only you hadn't been so stubborn.
I can assure you, you don't have to worry about me. I'm fine without you, thanks.
You are so not fine, Denise. That's why I'm trying to help you. Don't be honest with me already, goddammit.
Biff, why did you just ignore me when I told you I'm married?
Huh? Quit fooling around. There ain't a guy on this planet who'd marry a used-up, old 33-year-old past her prime like you. If you don't take me up on my kindness here, you're done for.
Go on then, I'll humor you. That's clearly not true. Because people are finding love, and having kids, at all ages these days. Your hateful ideas have no basis in reality, and to be honest, I'm actually impressed you believe in them yourself, because you only have to take a walk around the city to see what I'm talking about. People are getting married later and later these days, and that goes for both men and women.
Sure, maybe that's true, but you're obviously an exception because you think about me every day. How can you find love with someone else when I'm the only man in your heart?
Yep, there you go again. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Huh? What do you mean?
I genuinely don't understand it. I have absolutely no idea what makes you think I think about you every day.
Huh?
Do you fail to understand basic English? I said I don't understand what makes you think that.
Well, because our hearts are connected. And not speaking for 7 years don't change that. A love as true and pure as ours never disappears.
Our hearts are connected? I'm pretty sure any kind of connection we had disintegrated the moment you broke up with me.
No way. That ain't true.
Let me say it one more time. I got married ages ago.
No way.
I have 3 children.
WTF? What the hell? You serious? You have 3 kids?
Huh? So this is the part where you suddenly start taking me seriously?
But why? Yeah, but how could you have kids with some other dude when you still have feelings for me? How could you do something so absurd? I get that the thought of growing old, alone, and childless must have been terrifying, but to think you would ignore and repress your own feelings like that.
Ugh, I'm sick of telling you. Any feelings I had for you died a long time ago.
Huh?
You know, it's funny. They say it takes time to get over a breakup, but not with you. I was over you the moment you said all of those hurtful things. My feelings for you were as warm as a North Pole glacier.
No way.
I wouldn't get back with you even if the human race was about to go extinct.
Oh my God.
You need to get your head checked out, Biff, because this behavior is not normal.
No way, this can't be. I don't have anywhere to live.
Wait, what?
Listen, babe, the thing is, I've been really struggling to find a job ever since I quit my old one. Moved to New York to live with Rena. And she did fine. She found something else within her first month of arriving, but I don't know if it's because she's young. But she got used to life here straight away, and before I knew it, she had a job and was out socializing with her co-workers and making a bunch of friends, and I feel like I don't fit in here at all. It's like I slipped through the cracks and everyone forgot about me. I feel like a shadow of my former self. I can barely look people in the eye anymore. Even leaving the house is a challenge. I haven't seen daylight in a week.
Basically, you were lounging around at home all day like some lazy, neat sloth lord while Rita was out working to pay the bills? Then she kicked you out on the streets after reaching her wit's end with you after 7 years of providing for her man-child boyfriend? Did I hit the bullseye or did I hit the bullseye?
No way. That's not how it happened. Well, not exactly.
Yep, so you were sponging off her then.
You don't have to put it so coldly.
How about you answer the question I'm asking instead of taking offense with how I'm asking it? Rena probably felt anxious and uncertain about the future when she realized you were nothing but a leech who was quite happy to sponge off her hard work while lazing around the house all day. So instead of risking her entire future on someone clearly unreliable, she did the sensible thing and gave up on you instead. This might sound weird coming from me, but I think she did well to put up with you for a whole 7 years.
But
Biff, you do know you're almost 40 years old now, right? It's bad enough to be unemployed at your age, but the fact you're unemployed and not looking for work is nothing short of a disaster. Is there a reason you're not looking for work?
Well, not exactly.
If you're totally without options, why not just go back home and live with your parents? It might not seem very appealing, but I don't see what choice you have if you're not willing to look for work.
But they disowned me when I quit my job to move to New York 7 years ago.
I see. Find a job in the city then? You're in New York, Biff. There's work for those who really want it.
But I haven't worked for 7 years, and leaving the house is scary. Besides, I don't even know what kind of jobs to apply for. I saw an article the other day about how AI is taking people's jobs. How can you seriously expect me to be able to find a job when the world's gone to the dogs?
I'm not sure you have time to be making excuses, Biff. Tick-tock.
Anyway, the work can wait. I need to do something about the more pressing matter of not having anywhere to sleep. I got it. How about I come stay over at your place for a little while? You know, maybe just for a few weeks while I find something.
Have you no conception of how ridiculous you sound?
Look, if your husband's upset with me being there, how about we both bow down to him in apology? And I'll do all the housework to show him how grateful I am. All right, that settles it. Give me your address.
No way. You are not staying with us.
What?
Why should I have to bow down to anyone?
No, listen.
Besides, I'm not even in New York anymore.
Huh, what?
My husband and I moved to his hometown when we got married.
You gotta be joking me. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know, but relying on your ex-girlfriend clearly isn't the answer.
But
If you have enough time on your hands to be boring me with this bullcrap, get your ass down to the job center, you lazy bum. Can you believe how delusional that guy is? I knew he was bad news when he broke up with me, but after what happened today, I'm convinced he's even more mentally unstable than I first thought. After I blocked him, he managed to get through to his parents after spam calling them in a desperate panic to find a place to stay. Apparently, when he finally got through to them, he mentioned my name. As for what exactly was said, we found out later through a phone call from Biff's mom to my parents' place. His mom told mine that apparently I had begged his parents to forgive him for what he did and let him move back in with them. Obviously, when my dad spoke to me about it, he and my mom immediately realized it was a big steaming pile of bullshit and passed on the message to his parents. A few days later, his mom and dad called mine directly and apologized profusely. They must have realized he was too dangerous to be let loose on society because within a few days, his dad bundled him into the back of a van, drove him back to their hometown, and now forces him to work heavy manual labor on their farm, day in and day out. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Can you believe how arrogant Biff was? Jeez, talk about delusional. If you've ever known a Biff, let us know in the comments. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Bessie, you might already be aware of this, but I am your soon-to-be husband's mother, and I'm here to have a word with you. And the word I plan to have with you today is regarding you wanting to become a wife in my family, aiming for the wealth we have. And after giving your plans good thought, I've come to decide that I no longer want you marrying my son. So please, leave my son alone as you go off and find a new man that is much more your style.
Huh? This is Kathy then, right? Andy's mother?
Yes, that is right. I'm sure you remember that time you came over to our house. You and I exchanged phone numbers in case we ever needed to contact one another.
Yeah, I do have memories of that. You do know that today is the day of our wedding, and you're asking me to leave your son, my fiancé, right? Can you tell me what the problem is?
And just as I said, I'm well aware that you plan to become a wife in my family, with the sole purpose of getting your hands on our wealth.
You think that I'm after your guy's wealth?
I assume that due to your past of having a poor education, the only way to get this information across to you is by telling you straight. And you having come from a foster home means that you will cause a lot of embarrassment if you become a part of my high-class family. Hence the reason why I'm asking you to stop bothering my son with marriage. That's what this is all about. Do you understand now? Because not only is this something I want from you, but something that even Andy wants.
But you are aware that we have our wedding today, right? I haven't been trying to hide my past from you in any way either. And I'm not hiding any secret goals of mine either. I'm not saying that I'm okay with what you're asking from me right now either. But if you all really feel that way about me, please tell me this a lot sooner.
You acting as though you deserve to be told this any sooner is yet another reason we don't want you in our family. It's a clear result of your lack of any decent parenting when you were younger. If you really feel as though you deserve to know how we feel about you sooner than the day of your wedding, then maybe you should have been apologizing to us from the start. We've been waiting for a while now to hear you say sorry to all of us.
You've been waiting to hear an apology from me?
Up until today, we expected you'd be coming to us with an apology about how you are low class and were raised in a foster home, and you should have followed that with a thank you for allowing you to come into our family. And, after your thanks, told us that we are free to treat you as strictly as possible to keep you in line and turn you into a respectable wife. Had you done all of that, we wouldn't have had to tell you our true feelings on the day of your wedding. But of course, you never did do any of that. Well, it's too late for any of that now, Bessie, as I no longer want to think about your dirty blood mixing in with the perfect blood of my family.
I see. Well then, what should I be telling all the people that plan to show up to our wedding today?
We've already begun telling all of our friends and family that the wedding has been cancelled, and that you will no longer be marrying my son. So all you have to do is tell your family and friends about the news.
I'm already at the church right now, though.
Then you can tell them as they show up today for your wedding.
I see. Then I guess I have no other choice now but to do that.
Oh, it's not like that'll be a tough task for you, though, as we are all well aware you have no family, and barely any friends worth inviting, so you won't have to tell many people to go home. Oh, your lack of any good family or friends is yet another point that proves you were raised poorly. My.
Connor, are you already on your way to the church? Well, unfortunately, the wedding has been cancelled, so I'd like you to start heading back home if you're already on your way.
What? Bessie? I was just talking with my CEO about how your fiancé called off the wedding with you and even the marriage, but I didn't want to believe him.
I was told that because I was raised in a foster home, they don't want me as part of their family.
Huh?
Right now, I've been talking with Andy about it. But he told me that whatever his parents decide regarding him, he cannot fight back against them.
Why the hell would he say that?
I understand that you're going to start getting upset over all this, but one thing's for sure, and that's that the wedding is cancelled. I'm sorry to have to tell you this right now, but can you start helping me tell the others about the tragic news? I'm already at the church now, so anyone that doesn't get the message in time and shows up will be told by me at the front doors.
All right. Bessie, are you all right?
I'm fine, Connor. Thanks for asking, though. Actually, after telling everyone that the wedding wasn't happening, I had a lot of things to take care of at the church, and didn't have any time to dwell on the cold truth.
Well, to think that you didn't have time to think about what had happened must be pretty nice for you, but the timing for all of that was very poor, and a lot of people were upset to hear last minute that your wedding was canceled and that their time was wasted. However, they were glad to hear all of that before getting in their cars and making the drive out, and I'm sure that you rushing to tell them all after such sad news was keeping your mind off a lot of things. But I know that deep down this all hurts a lot, and you're just trying to hide the pain now. You're that type of person after all.
Connor.
When you tell me things are fine after something like this, I know that things are actually not fine at all. But listen, even though his mom told you that the wedding was canceled today and that she doesn't want you marrying her son, Andy still hasn't said he doesn't love you anymore, nor that he doesn't want to be with you. I'm sure he's not there with you now supporting you through this, so I'll come to you right away. You shouldn't have to be alone after your special day was ruined. So I'll be there soon and we can start talking about what'll happen next together.
All right. Thank you.
Bessie, now that you are past having the wedding cancelled, there was one important thing I forgot to mention. The reason behind this whole unfortunate event ever happening in the first place is in fact due to you being a disgraceful foster child. And therefore you'll need to pay my son a settlement for wasting his time.
I'm the one that'll have to pay a settlement?
And of course you'll have to pay the 100% cancellation fee for the wedding since it was cancelled on the day of.
You guys were the ones that asked me to leave your son last minute. And because of that, I don't feel that I'm the one who'll need to pay anything.
Oh, so you're still going to try and fight this?
I'm not going to fight you guys on anything. I'm just telling the truth.
You really were raised with no support from any parent. It's made apparent by your lack of manners and lack of common sense. Do you understand me, though, Bessie? I'm just trying to let you know what's going to happen so that you can prepare. And there's one more thing I want to tell you about so you don't have any more incidents like today. In a society like ours, you being on the bottom rung of the ladder means you cannot fight back against what us higher class say. You being low class means that you need to try harder to be a something in this society. And that means you have to stop going after people like my family.
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that you are nothing more than a slave to us high-class people. I shouldn't have to be explaining any of this to you in such long-winded sentences. But you did end up never having any decent education, nor any parents to teach you how to be a respectable human.
Then, let me ask you one thing before we end this conversation. If me being raised in a foster home means that I'm low class, does that mean the same for my brother, who was also raised in a foster home?
You should already know the answer to that. Oh my, it is so difficult having to talk to someone who was never properly raised by parents. I'm beginning to tire out.
Is that so? Then I suppose I'll have to pay that settlement to you guys as well as pay off the cancellation fee to the wedding organizers.
Huh? You will? I thought you'd try to fight back harder. But instead, you're acting like a respectable adult now.
I'm sorry for cutting into this conversation uninvited, but I had no choice. My name is Connor, and I'm Bessie's older brother. I never wanted to see someone talk to my sister the way you have been. And that's why after watching it go on for a few minutes, I had to take her phone from her and step in. And to try and help you understand that I'm now holding the phone, I tried surprising you by saying that I would pay the money you're asking for, as I know she never would. Sorry for being here without asking prior. From now on, I'll be the one continuing this conversation, and feel free to keep calling me Connor.
Well, even though you have stepped in to take care of business for her, it doesn't change the fact that she's a mannerless and stupid woman. And actually, you're even worse than her, considering you never bothered to come and see her fiancé's parents before the wedding to introduce yourself as her brother.
I'm sure that my sister did tell you for a while that I was overseas for work and could not be here to meet you all. Of course, if you guys had all made it clear that I needed to introduce myself before she could marry your son, I would have made an effort to come back. However, you guys would have become aware that I'm not from the same family as Bessie, And that would mean you all most likely never think of me as a brother, therefore making it meaningless for me to come see you all. And I was already told by Bessie that you made it clear that you had no interest in anyone that wasn't related to her by blood.
Well, even if you guys see one another as brother and sister, without being related by blood, that is only due to you being a foster child yourself, and both growing up in that horrible foster home. That makes both of you low-class freaks in this society. And you being around to introduce yourself to us would only have made things worse. So I suppose it is a good thing you stayed away.
Now, as far as your husband and your son Andy, could you please go and tell them that I'll be the one to pay for the wedding being canceled and for the settlement?
Why should I have to be the one to tell them? They don't need to know who you are. They need to think the money is all coming from Bessie. Just pay in her name and we can put everything behind us and go our separate ways.
Well, the reason I want you to tell them that I'll be paying is none of your concern, Kathy.
Huh?
If you could just go and tell them that I'll be paying, you'll be able to find out all you need to know. And as for what happens after you tell them about me, you will only be talking to me about it. So please leave my sister out of your mess.
Connor! If you're getting this message right now, Bessie, can you please get your brother and have him reply to me?
Did your husband and son's reaction to the news finally open your eyes a little?
I'm so very sorry for what I've done earlier.
I never expected to be getting an apology from you so soon.
Well, after they told me, I had no other choice but to apologize to you right away. Who would have expected that? Who would have ever known that you'd be one of the sons of that very highly distinguished family that runs the company that works with my husband's company? In other words, the family that you were adopted into. They're the ones that run Frazier & Sons LLC and have all of that money?
Yes, they are my family. And as for the wedding between my sister and your son, my father was invited to it by your husband and son to be there, as he is one of their greatest customers. And of course, I was going to be there as well with my father, as my sister had invited me to be there on her very special day. And to keep a lot of this information private, the only one that ever knew about me being the adopted son of the CEO of Frazier & Sons LLC, my sister and I only told Andy and no one else.
Huh? My son... he knew about all of this?
Yep. And that's why, when you and your husband said that you wanted him to call things off with Bessie and cancel the wedding as well, your son was pretty upset, right?
Now that you mention it. When he was about to open his mouth to tell me something, I assumed it would be nothing important to my husband or I. And so I scolded him and said that he could not fight us on our decision. Actually, ever since we told him to leave Bessie and cancel his wedding, he's been locked up in his room, not speaking to any of us.
Is that so? And?
Huh?
When adding up both the settlement you'd like to ask for and the cancellation fees for the wedding, how much does it come out to?
That doesn't mean anything right now. If anything, we're going to be the ones paying for the cancellation fee as well as a settlement to your sister. We'll make sure that she gets the money she asked for, and that she's aware that we'll be handling all the costs. Please understand that.
Understood then. Then after today, I'd like for you all to continue talks about the settlement with a lawyer of mine, and you guys can discuss in detail what amount needs to be paid. And as for anything you'd like to say to my sister or I in the future, please go through my lawyer with what you have to say, and he'll relay the message.
Okay.
Also, as for the phone number of my sister that you currently have, I'd like you to delete it for me.
Understood.
Bessie, have you been able to get all the money from the settlement?
I think it's all in my bank account now, Connor. So this should mean everything is pretty much done with, right?
I believe so. I also heard that you and Andy were on the phone with each other recently, right?
Yeah. We both talked about how we don't see either of us being able to get back together now, but we made it clear that neither one of us holds any hard feelings toward the other.
Did he end up saying anything else?
Well, he told me that he's going to start working on breaking away from his parents, and also that after his father retires from the position of CEO, he wouldn't be taking the seat. He then ended our conversation by saying that the whole reason all of this happened between us is because he wasn't strong enough to fight his parents on the way they thought of me, and just sat there scared and weak. It looks to me like he wants to change the person he is, and wants to make himself a stronger man who isn't a puppet of his parents.
I'm still not 100% convinced that a person like him will be able to totally break free of his parents. But he wants to become a stronger man after this. I have nothing else to say about him.
By the way, about his father, I hear that he's planning to retire now, and will be giving his position as the CEO to someone else soon?
That's right. Andy's dad said that he's not going to give the position to anyone in the family, though, as to preserve that his company be about the company itself, and not about making his family rich. So, he's making someone from outside the company the next CEO, so that there will be new ideas brought into it. And as for after that, I think Andy's dad is only going to be taking half the money he should be receiving in his retirement, and will move out to the countryside.
I see.
But of course, his wife Kathy isn't too happy about what he's doing. She's told him that if he's not willing to keep the company in the family, she's going to divorce him. Actually, she's already handed in the divorce paperwork and is on a plane right now headed back to her hometown.
Uh-huh. So that means...
That's right. That whole family is no longer part of that company, and that spells the end to their wealth flowing in anymore. But I think that Andy's father is happy with the way he left his wife after what she'd done.
Just as my brother had told me, Kathy's husband ended up leaving his company in the hands of someone who wasn't their family and left town to move into the country. Because of that, Kathy divorced her husband and moved back to her hometown. But after only ever being a housewife to her husband from the start, and not having any work experience of her own in the current world, she had a hard time finding a job for herself. And the money she received in the divorce was only enough to carry her so far without having a job. And now she continues to whine and cry about what happened to her once high-class family. At one point, she even tried to get her son to come back to her and support her, but Andy only replied by saying that he himself was without a job. Well, that was all going on months ago, and these days, Kathy is doing a bit better, as she's found herself work in a hotel in her hometown, getting paid minimum wage for her work. She had always dreamed of being a rich woman who didn't have to do anything besides stay married to her CEO husband, but after letting that image of herself rule her, she made a huge mistake, and paid for it by losing everything. At the age she's at now, I don't expect she'll ever have a chance of going back to a life like that again. But I'd say she was never meant to be a part of the high class, as only those with manners and a proper education belong up there, and Kathy does not have either of those things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Why, hello there, Henrietta. You will be coming home to see me next Friday, won't you? Hey, Mom. Yeah, I will. My husband will be bringing me over in the car, so I'd be super grateful if you could get someplace ready for me to leave my luggage. Understood. Say no more, sweetie. A space will be cleared. I've already spoken with Katie, and she says she'll have you all the room you need prepared for when you get here, so don't you worry. Thanks. Still, don't you think things would have worked out better for you if you'd have come earlier? I'm pleased you decided on a home birth, but you're pushing it a bit fine. Aren't you 8 months pregnant now? You do work at the same company as your husband, and not only that, he's the CEO. Surely he could have pulled a few strings and seen to it that you got to go on maternity leave a little earlier. That's, actually, it was on my wishes that I carried on working this late. If anything, I'm grateful he let me. Believe me, if Chris had gotten his way, I'd have been at home resting a month ago. Really? Well, if that's what you want, I suppose it's not really my place to argue otherwise. Well, thanks, Mom. I'll see you guys next week. I'll be leaving here to make it there sometime between 1 and 2 p.m. Got it. Katie, have you still not cleaned the front hallway? And what the hell's going on with Henrietta's bedroom? You were supposed to have it fully prepared and spotless yesterday. What are you still doing in there? I know I told you to give your bedroom to your sister. And don't forget to put the baby's bed in there either. She's giving birth in a month.
I'm at work right now, Mom. Can't this wait? Why do you even have to rush me like this? My sister won't even be here until next week. I'll get everything done. Just chill out, okay?
Do not tell me to chill out, young lady. And I'm sick and tired of you working all the time. What do you think you are, a man? You give me all this crap about being a remote worker, but I don't buy it. I bet you're just using it as an excuse to slack off and watch anime or something, aren't you? Even if you really are working, you can't be making much money. Get off your high horse.
I make more than enough money, actually. If you want to kick me out, then that's fine. I'll be out in a heartbeat.
Don't say such ridiculous things. With you gone, who's supposed to care for your heavily pregnant sister? She'll be giving birth in a month. Don't be so heartless. Anyway, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Feeling bold, are we? Oh, give me a break. There's no way a good-for-nothing loser like you could possibly be brave or capable enough to leave this house and make it on your own. You're stuck here, and don't you forget it. If there's half a brain hiding up in that head of yours somewhere, I suggest you keep your mouth shut, do what you're told, and look after your sister.
Sure, whatever.
Hey, Mom. I should be there in 30 minutes or so. Wow, you're a lot earlier than I was expecting. I made it off the highway, and I was expecting to be jammed up in traffic for hours on the way, longer than I expected, so I'll be arriving a little earlier than we planned. Well, that's excellent news, dear. Oh, nobody likes being stuck in traffic. The thing is, I'm out for a spot of grocery shopping at the moment. Oh, Katie should be at home, probably holed up in her room like usual. Just get her to help you if you need anything. Huh? Katie? But isn't she usually working at this time? I'd hate to disturb her while she was busy. I'm pretty sure she normally has a bunch of deadlines drawing close around this time of month. Oh, don't be silly, dear. Apparently she's one of these remote workers. Did you know? I keep hearing about them on the news and social media all the time. I guess that kind of thing is in fashion now. If we're honest, there's no way she could be making that much money from her bedroom. Pocket money at best. It pains me to have to say this about my own daughter, but she's no better than a NEET. Feel free to use her to your heart's content when you get there. Lord knows lowly grunt work is all that girl's good for. Hey, Katie, are you there? I just arrived home.
Oh, hey, sis. Welcome home.
Oh, thanks.
Shall I help carry your stuff in from the car?
Oh, listen, sis, there's something more important I need to ask you. I just saw you carrying something into the dog kennel in the back garden. But I thought that kennel belonged to our grandpa's old dog Rusty, who died 30 years ago. I was sure it hadn't been used for anything ever since. Am I missing something? What were you doing in there?
Oh, yeah, about that.
What were you carrying in the kennel, sis?
All of the things from my room.
Huh? But why would you do that?
Mom told me I have to live in there.
Huh? You have to live in there? Sorry, I'm not sure I follow.
It's fine. I hope you don't get the wrong idea. Granddad's dog was huge, right? I mean, he was before our time, but I've seen the pictures. It might be a kennel, but it's pretty much as big as kennels get, so it's not like I don't have space to live. Mom probably hasn't noticed, but I did some DIY and made a bunch of stuff for ease of living, and it's actually kind of a comfortable space to be in now.
What the hell? You actually live in the dog kennel? But what do you do in there?
Mainly just work. I also started sleeping there around a week ago. I sleep in there every night.
Excuse me?
The only problem I'm facing right now is the issue of what to do in summer when it gets really hot. Obviously, I don't have a cooler. I did find an old fan up in the attic, but it must be decades old because it's covered in rust and dust, and I don't think it works. I was thinking of calling a handyman and having him fit an AC system inside the kennel while Mom's not home.
Katie, what the heck? Stop for a second. Could you tell me how you ended up living in the dog kennel, please? Huh? Jesus Christ, this is even more horrible than I imagined. Hey, Henrietta. Oh, I just got home. Sorry I'm so late. I bumped into an old friend in town and we went for a coffee and a catch-up. Before I knew it, it was nighttime. Hi, Mom. Did Katie help you? Yep. I had that worthless good-for-nothing sacrifice her bedroom to act as a baby room when the little one's born.
Is that why she lives in the dog kennel now? Yes. I think it's perfect for a no-good waste of space like her, actually. Oh, what should we do about supper? Are you hungry? You haven't been home in ages. How about we celebrate by splashing out on some pizzas? Mom, I'm 8 months pregnant. Huh? So? Well, surely you know it's not advisable for me to be eating big, greasy slices of junk food. It's not that I don't want to, but I'm trying to look out for the baby with my diet. Oh, fair enough. Oh, that makes sense. Katie already made supper, so it's fine. Besides, I already showered. I'm too tired to do anything else tonight, so I'm gonna hit the hay. Good night. Oh, I see. Oh, good night, dear. Katie, it's about what we discussed earlier. Oh? Mom just called you a worthless good-for-nothing. Is this how she normally treats you? Yes. What the hell is wrong with her? I always knew she had a habit of being unreasonably hard on you, but I never knew she had it in her to act like this much of a psycho. No way. Did she get worse when I moved out? Sure, she did, but I don't mind. I'm used to it now, so it's not a big deal. It so is a big deal. You've been getting a ton more graphic design work lately, right? I've seen how much they charge on those freelancing sites. You must be doing pretty well for yourself. Not only that, but didn't you land a project with Globex Corporation recently? I can only imagine how juicy their rates are. Anyway, Mom seems to be under the impression you hardly make any money. She's been treating you like dirt, hasn't she? This is unacceptable, Katie, and you don't have to live like this. Besides, there are people in this town who know about your job, right? You know how people talk and stuff. All it takes is for one of the neighbors to say the wrong thing, and Mom will find out you make far more money than she thought you did. If she finds out how much you earn, she'll get 1,000,000 times worse. She'll exploit you for every cent you have, I'm sure of it. I don't want to be exploited. Well, in that case, surely you understand this isn't the time to be laying around doing nothing. Yeah, a chill just went down my spine when I read your messages. I need to do some serious thinking about my future. It's probably best you reach a decision by the time I've had the baby. She'll probably be on her best behavior while I'm here, but I don't even want to think about how she'll get when I leave. I'll help you with whatever you need, sis, I promise. Okay. Thanks a lot, Henrietta. This really means a lot. Hey, sis, congrats on the birth. Hey, Katie, thanks. I get that you're probably still super tired, so I'll keep this short and sweet, but I've made my decision. I'm leaving home with you when you leave. All right, understood. Great. In that case, you can block Mom now. Leave the rest to me. Okay, sis, you got this. Just make sure you don't overdo it, okay? Thanks for always looking out for me. Hi, Mom. Apparently, Henrietta's getting discharged from hospital next Wednesday. That's what the doctors just told me while I was visiting her, so I figured I should let you know. I see. Okay. One more thing. Apparently her husband's parents will be visiting her the day before, on Tuesday, which means the hospital ward she's staying in is going to be unusually busy with people coming and going. I hope you don't think we're being rude, but it'd probably be better if you didn't come out of consideration for the other patients. I see. I guess it can't be helped. All right, fine. I'll keep my distance on Tuesday. More importantly, where are you right now? Get your ass to the kitchen and start cooking my supper, you slacker. If there's even a single speck of dust in Henrietta's or the baby's room, I'll have your head on a plate. I mean it, young lady. Fine. Katie? What the hell is going on here? Explain yourself. Where are Henrietta and the baby? I just went to the hospital to pick her up for her discharge, but the nurses told me she was discharged yesterday. You told me she was getting discharged today, on Wednesday. What the hell do you think you're playing at? Answer me now. Katie! Yep. Are you whining about my sister's discharge day from the hospital? You're right. It was yesterday. What? Henrietta was planning to stay at home with you for another 2 months, right? Apparently, she suddenly changed her mind and decided to go home. What the heck are you talking about? None of what you're saying makes any sense at all. I haven't even seen my granddaughter yet. Why would she leave the hospital without letting me see her? Oh, the birth might have been tough, but this is where the real fight begins. Why would she turn down my help with bringing up her newborn baby? Does she know how difficult it is to care for a little human? The fight, huh? You know, that could take on a double meaning given that you were planning to try and make Henrietta and her husband get a divorce.
Huh? Wait, how do you?
Thanks to your irresponsible spending, Dad's inheritance money is set to run out soon, right? But according to you, I'm just a good-for-nothing, worthless NEET who makes nothing more than pocket money at best. Since you already burned your bridges with me by being so hateful and abusive, the only person you have left in the world to rely on is Henrietta, with her job at the major global company, right?
Burned my bridges? What are you talking about, dear?
My sister only needed the cot while she was here until the time she went back home after the birth, so you could have just had me put the baby's bed in her room with her, couldn't you? But instead, you went out of your way to have me move all of my things out of my room and forced me to live outside in the dog kennel to make a separate room for the baby. I guess my sister must have figured out what was going on when she found out I was living in the garden. She asked me to tell her everything, why I ended up living in the dog kennel, what else you'd been doing to me all this time since she moved out. I told her what you said to me. You know, that apparently she was thinking about divorcing her husband, Chris. You told me that the whole home birth thing was just a cover. That she could have a regular hospital birth with Chris there, but she was using it as an excuse to get away from him and had no intention of going home. I told her about all the lies you'd been filling my head with. Of course, I know they're lies now, but I didn't at the time.
Oh my God, are you being for real right now?
The whole thing with you wanting Henrietta and the baby to have separate rooms was just a ploy to lay the groundwork for her moving back in with you permanently, wasn't it? Obviously, she couldn't have her own room if I had mine, so you forced me to live in the dog kennel. Henrietta was livid when I told her. I swear I've never seen her that angry, not even close. It turns out her husband Chris is actually super nice. He was there while I told her everything, and he tried his best to calm her down while being really sympathetic towards me for everything you'd put me through. I don't know how I didn't realize it until now. Was it Stockholm Syndrome? Did I try and rationalize your abuse because I felt I had no way out? Jeez, I seriously don't know. But I know now. I'm done letting you treat me like crap, Mom. My eyes have been opened and I'm never going back to that. I've been doing some thinking and I came to a decision. You should know I just got done escaping from you.
Huh? Katie, are you there? Where are all your things? All your belongings have disappeared.
Of course they have. I have no intention of ever coming back, so why would I leave my things behind?
But you have a responsibility to care and provide for me.
Huh? And what makes you think that?
You need to take responsibility for tattling about me to your sister, you goddamn irresponsible moron. Do you have any idea how much you've screwed things up for me? I don't care if I have to work you to the bone. I'm going to find you a job where you can make some real money, and you are going to work. I expect every cent of the money I spent on your education back, because it clearly didn't get you anywhere.
Sorry, Mom, but I really don't think I owe you anything.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure Grandpa paid to put me through school. And it was my big sis who paid my college tuition fees, which means I owe you a grand total of $0. Sorry, Mom, but your absurd demands aren't going to work with me. I suggest you find some other way to come up with the money you need to get by. I already gave you 90% of my wages every time I got paid at the part-time supermarket job I had in college. Ever since Henrietta got married and moved out around the time I graduated college and started working, I've been paying every cent of the rent and utilities on your house, haven't I?
Huh? The utilities? The rent?
And you know that's not all, because I paid for all of the groceries whenever I did the shopping, which I did a lot.
What?
Basically, I've been pretty much paying for you to exist ever since my sister moved out.
What? No way. Oh, this can't be.
Have you lost all conception of the fact it costs money to live?
I totally forgot.
Yep, that's what I thought. Anyway, the bottom line here is that I don't owe you a single cent, and I've more than paid you back for anything you've ever done for me, or rather, been forced to against my will, you frickin' salary thief.
Hey, don't call me that. But wait, how could you ever afford to pay all of that stuff? I thought you were a NEET.
It clearly didn't go in when I told you the last million times, so here's 1,000,001. I have a proper job and I earn a proper salary. If it still hasn't made it through that thick skull of yours by now, you have no one to blame but yourself. I don't care what happens to you, and you're not my problem anymore.
Oh my God, Katie, no! How could you be so horrible? I'll believe you from now on, I swear. Oh, please don't do this.
You must be one of the only people on Earth capable of being condescending while begging for mercy. You're unreal, Mom. Huh? I don't need your I don't need anything from you. I'm not coming home, and that's final. My sister and I are both done with your crap, and we never want to see you again. What? Oh, Henrietta too? Oh my God, you can't be serious. Why would your sister do this to me? What did you think she was going to do when she found out you were plotting to get her divorced to her husband? Anyone in their right mind would tell you where to stick it after that, and that's exactly what she's doing. Fine, tell her I'm willing to forget the question of her divorcing Chris if she gives me another chance. Can you do that? There goes the condescension again. You can't help yourself, can you? Huh? This is a waste of time. Bye. Katie! My big sister was always our mom's favorite. There was Henrietta, always getting the best grades in her class, winning at every sports day, getting into the best college in the state, loved, cherished, and adored. And then there was me, my only talent to draw pictures, disdained and hated. My sister told me this later on. But apparently the reason she decided on the home birth was to check on the situation with me and my mom at home and carry out a rescue operation if necessary. After we made our escape, she patted me on the head and said, "I'm sorry it took so long, sis." I, being a big crybaby, couldn't handle the emotion and burst into tears on the spot. As for my mom, who got left behind all on her own, no longer able to afford the rent on the house, she had no choice but to go back to our hometown to live with her great aunt. Last I hear, she currently spends her days being worked like a dog on her aunt's farm for less than minimum wage. For someone who spent so long living rent-free off of the hard work and effort of others, it must be pretty stressful. Oh well, she's not my problem now. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to help out the channel by liking and subscribing. Did you think Mom got what she deserved in this one?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.